Next on Worcester News tonight, the stock market has one of its biggest drops in history. We hear from local experts on what this means. Plus, win or lose, businesses must still do their job. One local t-shirt designer prints Eagles shirts despite the Pats Super Bowl loss. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. The Dow Jones Industrial Average saw its biggest decline in history with a drop of more than 1,100 points. It's the second straight big drop for the markets, worrying investors. But financial experts here in Worcester say it isn't time to panic. Our Cam Giandro joins us now live with those details. Cam?
Yeah, Anna, we've never seen a drop of this size in the market. But it has been growing steadily over the last year or so. Experts here in Worcester say while it is alarming, investors should not be panicked.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped more than 1,100 points Monday, making it the largest one-day decline in history. Financial planner Richard Carr says it's important investors don't rush to make changes yet.
If it still makes sense, it still makes sense. And keeping to that asset allocation is usually the best way to combat the fear that a lot of people are feeling right now. Don't make hasty decisions.
The Dow is made up of 30 major companies and is one index used to gauge the market's performance every day. Carr says the Dow is still up 4,000 points from this time last year, and investors shouldn't be worried.
Investing is a long-term process, and that over time stocks tend to outperform bonds, that time is the equalizing element, and if they have a diversified portfolio, that in the end they'll be fine.
The average closed at 24,345 Monday, marking a 4.6% decline. It follows a more than 600-point drop Friday. Professor of economics at Worcester State University, Bill O'Brien, says the drop could be the product of the market's growth over the last year plus.
I think inevitable is the word. The question is whether this is a correction or whether this is a real bear market is the issue. Have we turned the page?
Carr believes the decline provides stockholders the chance to make adjustments with their investments.
This type of drop is an opportunity to rebalance, to take advantage of stocks that have lost value or price at a point where we think maybe they could go higher.
Now, at one point today, the Dow was down nearly 1,600 points, but at the end of the day, there was a slight rebound. But once again, investors are urged to not be worried and to make sure they pay attention to the market. Anna?
Thanks, Cam. The World War II monument in Billings Square is damaged for the second time in less than a year. The memorial commemorates veterans from the Grafton Hill neighborhood who served in World War II. It's been in the same spot for decades. The monument was first damaged when a car crashed into it, bursting into flames last June. The monument was removed and replaced and placed back in its original spot late last year. A mother's social media post is getting major attention. She says her breast milk helped treat her nursing baby who had the flu. The post by Paige Peterson shows two bags of breast milk side by side, but they look noticeably different. The darker colored milk was produced after Peterson's daughter had been diagnosed with the flu. Peterson says the breast milk was able to create antibodies to fight off any infections. Registered nurse Diana Provencher says it's known the immune cells in breast milk is made to help keep babies healthy.
Always changing is something that changes with the baby's age, the baby's needs as they grow, and any time that the mom or the baby is exposed to germs, that milk decides how can I help, and then it finds a way to do that by producing cells and antibodies that can work against it.
Provencher says there are many benefits to breastfeeding babies beyond just flu prevention. She says breast milk helps coat the baby's gut, which can provide lifelong benefits. A disappointing day for Patriots Nation, but for some, the show must go on. One area business was back to work as usual despite the New England Patriots losing Super Bowl 52. New Tech Design Group in West Boylston planned on printing t-shirts for fans regardless of who won. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
It wasn't the result employees at New Tech Design Group in West Boylston were hoping for. But even though the Patriots fell short, they still had to do their job.
Unfortunately, we've been printing Eagle shirts.
The company worked late Sunday night into early Monday morning, printing licensed Super Bowl 52 champion shirts. Co-owner Mark Euler says before the game, they had 2 Patriots and 1 Eagles shirt presses set up.
Obviously, the Eagles won. We had to tear down. The Patriots won.
The company printed around 5,800 Eagle shirts, which Euler says will be shipped out to area retailers.
The orders had come in so large for Philadelphia should they win. I think it was running like something like 4-1. For every one Patriot shirt, there was 4 being pre-ordered.
It's safe to say New England Patriots fans will not be buying the t-shirts. Many say while the loss was disappointing, it was a great game.
The game was very entertaining.
Obviously, we didn't win, so it wasn't as a great outcome as we would have hoped, but you know, you got to give it up to the Eagles. They've never won before.
And fans like Alex Bombard seem confident the Patriots will be back again next year for another Super Bowl.
AFC Championship 2018, that'll be all us again, so we'll be in the Super Bowl next year. I'm not worried about it.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Football season's over, so we turn to hockey. And if you stepped into Uno's on Major Taylor Boulevard tonight, you may have seen some familiar faces behind the bar. The members of the Worcester Railers spent some of the night Monday serving up drinks to customers. Uno is a sponsor of the team, so players volunteered to get behind the bar and invite fans to come down.
And they show us support during our game, so it's kind of nice to give back to them. And it's a good way to get our names out there and get to meet people too, so especially people who aren't from around here, it kind of gives you a chance to, I guess, learn the area and know some of the people from around here too.
The Railers are also out promoting their Pink in the Rink game, which is this Saturday at the DCU Center. 25% of each ticket sale directly benefits the Cup Crusaders. A car fire in Worcester quickly spreads to another car, causing both to go up in flames. This was the scene at the Walmart on Tobias Way after firefighters put out the flames. The fire department says it appears at this time one car caught on fire and the second one caught on fire from the wind. No one was inside the car at the time of the fire. The cause is still under investigation. Several Worcester Public School students late to school Monday morning after several bus drivers called out. According to Durham School Services, a contracted vendor, less than 10 drivers called out this morning. The schools say buses were late for their first run, which is typically all high school students. Durham has a system in place to help get buses back on track. Schedules were expected to be back to normal this afternoon. For the past several months, the College of the Holy Cross has been debating on whether or not to change their mascot name. An official decision this weekend announced the school will remain the Crusaders. Our Chandler Walsh has the story.
The Crusader name is staying at the College of the Holy Cross. The school's president and board of trustees announced the decision in a letter and video Saturday.
There's a lot of passion in our Holy Cross community. So we're excited to be able to tell you that the Crusader name will stay and our identity as Crusaders will continue.
The decision comes after months of discussion. The name Crusader was called into question because of its tie to the religious wars between Christians and Muslims. The college says it chooses to identify with a modern definition of the name.
Our community does not tie the Crusader name to the Crusades.
We're Crusaders for social justice and care for the underserved. We're Crusaders for making a difference in our world.
Friday, the school's independent student newspaper announced it was changing its name from the Crusader to the Spire. Editors say the move was made to remove any possible negativity from the paper's title.
We no longer wanted to associate ourselves with the imagery of the shield and the sword and the sort of massacres that took place during the Crusades.
Holy Cross took the Crusader name in 1925. The official decision to keep it is welcome news to some on campus, but not everyone supports it.
I think that Crusader has a whole bunch of connotations beyond what they're trying to say it actually is. I don't think they're looking at the future and the possibility of more diversity here.
I've never thought differently of the Crusaders. Obviously, it's a controversial topic at heart, but personally, I don't find it very offensive.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
It was only a drill. If you notice smoke coming from the Pleasant Street area Monday, don't be alarmed. The Worcester Fire Department says this was their first training of many for new firefighters. Several fire apparatuses were on scene and smoke was showing from this building on Pleasant Street. The department will be conducting more trainings in the coming months.